Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Tungal online classes. This is your Ganesh sir, and we are in the discussion of aldehydes and ketones, carboxylic acids. In the last class, we have completed the discussion about the aldehydes and ketones, and that we have seen the physical, chemical properties and commercial applications of aldehydes and ketones. In this class, we are going to start a discussion about the carboxylic acid. Before going for the discussion of the carboxylic acid, we will solve some unsolved in-text questions of aldehydes and ketones. So, this is regarding the chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. Under the first question is, arrange the following according to the increasing order of nucleophilic reactions. The question is that, the first question is that arrange the following in the increasing order of their nucleophilic addition reaction, according to the nucleophilic addition reaction or reactivity we call it as. This is the first question given, and the options are given as, you have the options as ethanol, propanol, and butanol. This is the first question. Give a thought of about it and try to arrangement. Meanwhile, we will write the remaining questions also. You will get 1 or 2 minutes time. Meanwhile, you can make an arrangement of yourself. Okay. The second question is given that it is also the same sort of question. In that there are two parts. This is the first one, and the second one is, he has given the second options are given as a benzaldehyde. He has given benzaldehyde, and he has given paratolualdehyde, right? Paratolualdehyde in the sense this is paramethylbenzene, and the second option and the third option is given paranitrobenzaldehyde. This is paranitro-benzaldehyde he has given, and the fourth option given acetophenone is given. So this is your first question. Okay. So if you are talking about the second question, complete the following reaction. There is a second question, complete the following reactions. Under that, the first one is given, reaction of cyclopentanone with the hydroxylamine. Reaction of cyclopentanone with hydroxylamine in presence of acidic medium. This is the first one, and the second one is given, that is cyclohexanone on reaction with 2,4-DNP. Reaction of cyclohexanone with 2,4-DNP. What is 2,4-DNP? 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine is known as 2,4-DNP. What do we call it as? 2,4-DNP we call it as. It is also in presence of acidic medium. And the third equation is given as alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound on reaction with semicarbazide. He has given semicarbazide is given. Semicarbazide in presence of acidic medium. And there is one more equation which is given, acetophenone on reaction with ethylenamine. Okay, let me write in this manner. It is, this is acetophenone and it will be ethylamine. It is also in presence of acidic. These are the questions that are given in the under the unsolved in-text questions. Let us see the first one. What is the order of reactivity of aldehydes and ketones? Basically, we know that aliphatic aldehydes are more reactive than aromatic, as well as aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. He has given 2 aldehydes and 2 ketones. So apart from what is this, the order of reactive will be inversely proportional to the number of carbons. First of all, you need to note down that aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. Among the aldehydes, how to decide? More the number of carbons, okay, less will be the more will be the positive charge, less will be the positive charge on the cardinal carbon, and less will be the reactivity. Okay, reactivity will be inversely proportional to the number of carbons in the carbonyl compounds. So from this what we can conclude, among the first what are less reactive, ketones are like, as he has asked increasing order, so you have to go for the least reactive to the more reactive. So these two are ketones, these has to be less reactive, and these two are aldehydes, this has to be more reactive. So among these two, how to decide? This is having 3 carbons and this is having 4 carbons. Propanone 3 carbons, butanone 4 carbons. So as I said, reactivity will be inversely proportional to the number of carbon. More the number of carbon, less will be the reactivity. So you have to write the order. Increasing order will be butanone followed by propanone followed by propanol followed by ethanol. This is the order. Whereas here, okay, here also the same thing. The rate of nucleophilic addition of aldehydes and ketones will be directly proportional to the extent of positive charge on the carbonyl carbon. Greater the positive charge, greater will be the reactivity. So among the given option, benzaldehyde, this is these two are benzaldehyde derivatives. This is ketone. So among these 4, which should be the least reactive? Ketone has to be the least reactive. So what will be the least reactive one among this? Acetophenone has to be the least reactive. This is least reactive, followed by, so here this is electron donating group, this is electron donating group, this is electron withdrawing group. So electron withdrawing group increases the rate of reactivity, electron donating group decreases the rate of reactivity, so that you will get the para-tolualdehyde followed by, what is this, para-tolualdehyde, and followed by benzaldehyde, followed by, more reactive will be para-nitro benzaldehyde. This is the order of reactivity. And when it comes to the completion of reaction, what reaction takes place here? Elimination of water takes place, and what it will form? So we just connect the carbonyl carbon with that of what? This is we call oxime. And here what happens? Here also the same thing. Water gets eliminated here. With the removal of water, what you get here? Here you get this will be the product that you will get here. And what about the product? Here also elimination of water takes place, right? So you just connect the remaining 2 groups with the removal of, what is this? Here also the same thing. What gets eliminated here? Water gets eliminated. With the removal of water, what you get here? Here you will get a okay. This is the completion of the given reaction under the textbook. Okay, this makes the discussion completion about aldehydes, ketones, and right. We'll start the second part of the chapter. What is that? Carboxylic acids. Now let us see what is meant by carboxylic acids. Okay, compounds of carbon containing carboxylic group are called as carboxylic acids. What we can write? These are the compounds of carbon containing carboxyl group, okay, are called carboxylic acids. What they are called? Carboxylic acids. Let us see what is meant by carboxyl group. Okay, this particular group, okay, or it can also be represented as COH. This particular group is called as, what it is called? This is we call carboxyl group, and the family containing this group is called as carboxylic acids. Now under this, basically what we call this as, this particular function group, this particular species is called as carbonyl group. What we call it as? Carbonyl. Okay, this is we call as carbonyl group. And what we call this particular group? This particular group is called as What we call it as? This is we call hydroxyl group. What we call it as? Hydroxyl group. So here in carboxylic acids, okay, carbonyl group is attached to hydroxy group. What we can conclude? In carboxylic acids, carbonyl group is attached to hydroxyl group. Okay, so the name is actually derived from the combination of these two. Okay, so it is a combination of carbonyl and hydroxyl group. The name carboxylic acid or carboxyl group is derived from, here we have taken carbo and we have taken carboxyl. Okay, so what it will become? Here we are taking carbo from carbonyl group plus oxyl from hydroxyl. So this becomes, what it becomes? Carboxyl group we call, and the compounds we call it as carboxylic acids. Right, this is how the name is derived. Okay, they can also be considered as carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids are regarded as okay, as derivatives of hydrocarbons in which one or more number of hydrogens are replaced by corresponding number of carboxyl group. What is this? Carboxyl group. Right, they are generally considered as derivatives of hydrocarbon. For example, if I take this is a derivative of hydrocarbon, so if I replace one of hydrogen, here I replace this hydrogen with carboxyl group, and what happens? This results in the formation of RCH2COOH. This can be considered as, okay, or it can also be written as RCOOH. Okay, this is a general representation of what is this? Aliphatic carboxylic acids. What is mean by aliphatic? That non-aromatic. Aliphatic carboxylic acids is general representation. Okay, and suppose if it is written in this form, this is we call aromatic. If AR it is written in presence of alkyl group, these are called aromatic carboxylic acids. Okay, suppose if I replace, these are called as monocarboxylic acids. What these two are called? These two are called as monocarboxylic acids. What is mean by this monocarboxylic acids? These carboxylic acids are classified into several types based on the number of carboxylic group present. If the molecule contains only one carboxylic group, we call them as monocarboxylic acids. If they contain two, suppose if you are replacing two hydrogens with the two carboxylic group, okay, either at the same position or at the different position. Suppose you call it as, we call it as dicarboxylic acid. What do you call it as? Dicarboxylic acids. Based on the position, they are of different types. We are not going to that classification. So carboxylic acids can be anything. They are generally regarded as the derivatives of hydrocarbon in which one or more number of hydrogens are replaced by corresponding number of carboxylic acids. If only one hydrogen is being replaced by one carboxylic group, they are called monocarboxylic acids. This can be either aromatic or aliphatic. And if two hydrogens are being replaced by two carboxylic groups, they are called as dicarboxylic acids. If three are replaced, they are called tricarboxylic acid. Goes on like that, but in our syllabus we are going to discuss only about monocarboxylic acids. Okay, now if you are talking about these carboxylic acids are known much earlier time. Okay, among the compounds that we are knowing, okay, these are known to the human beings since much earlier time, and they are very quite common with their common names. Okay, basically these are widely spread in the nature. They are generally exist in the form of triesters of glycerol, okay, fatty acids, higher number of carboxylic acids. Basically this is an important note that higher members of carboxylic acids basically having number of carbons in between C12 to C18. Carboxylic acids having 12 to 18 carbons are called as fatty acids. acids, they exist in the form of esters of glycerol, and these compounds play very important role because they are used in the manufacture of various other compounds. These carboxylic acids are used for the preparation of anhydrides, they are used for the preparation of esters, they are used for the preparation of acid chlorides, they are also used for the preparation of acid amides. Since they are used in the preparation of various other substances, they play a very important role in daily life as well as in industrial aspects. Okay, so important aspect about from this carboxylic acid is that basically any organic compound which contains a carboxylic group are called as carboxylic acids. So this carboxylic group, the carboxylic group contains a carbonyl carbon as well as a hydroxy group. So the name carboxylic acid or carboxyl group is derived by the combination of carbonyl as well as hydroxyl, since it is called as carboxyl. Okay, this is about the brief introduction about the carboxylic acids, and we will discuss their nomenclature. Hope it is clear so far. Right, we'll see the nomenclature of basically, as we know, there can be two types, common as well as common system, as well as what is this, IUPAC system. First we discuss about the common system. The common names of carboxylic acids are very important. They are some of the carboxylic acids are very widely known with their common names rather than the IUPAC names. Since these are the compounds that are known to the human beings from much earlier time, so their common names are very famous. So first we will discuss about the common system of nomenclature. Nomenclature of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. Now, the important thing is that the common names of carboxylic acids are derived by adding a suffix ic acid. What is this ic acid? Okay, to the name. Okay, the names are generally derived from Latin or Greek names of the source from which the compounds are obtained. The compounds are obtained. The very important thing that the common names of carboxylic acids are generally derived by adding a suffix. Suffix means which is added later is called as suffix. Okay, this is ic acid, and the names are generally derived from the either Latin or Greek names of the source from which the compound is obtained. For example, if you are talking about the simplest carboxylic acid, which is we call as formic acid. Okay, this is formic acid. Why it is called as formic acid? It means it is first of all obtained from, since it is obtained from, first it was obtained from or isolated from red ant. red ant. In Latin, Formicus. Formicus means red ant. Okay, basically you might have seen the small red ants. If they bite, you get a itching sensation or burning sensation. That is because of a particular chemical. That chemical is nothing but the formic acid. Okay, so here what we are doing, the ic acid to the form. Okay, we are adding, this is formic acid. This ic acid is added to the, okay, the term that is derived from the Latin name of the source. What is the source that is absent? Red ant. In Latin, Formicus means red ant. So this is how the name has been derived. The second member of this carboxylic acid is called acetic acid. What we call it as? Acetic acid. This is the suffix we are adding. Since it is obtained from vinegar. Okay. Acetum means vinegar. Acetum means vinegar in Latin or Greek. Okay, suppose if you are talking about the another member, CH2, okay, COH, this is called butyric acid. Okay, here it is obtained from butter. Basically it is obtained from rancid butter, right? So these names are derived in such manner. Okay, so what is the conclusion here? If you are going for the next another member, this is 3-membered one is called as propionic acid. If there are 3 carbons, we call it as propionic acid. This is propionic means first fat. It means what it means? It means first fat. Okay, valeric acid. If it is having 5 carbons, we will see the nomenclature. Okay, what is the criteria of the nomenclature? The important thing is about that carboxylic acids are very quite famous with their common names, and their common names are derived by adding a suffix ic to their name that is derived from the Latin or Greek sources. Okay, if you are talking about if it is clear, we will move to the IUPAC system of nomenclature of carboxylic acids. According to the IUPAC system, there are 2 suffixes. Okay, the suffixes we use, there are 2 suffixes. One will be oic acid. Okay, that means the E of alkane or alkyne is replaced by oic acid in nomenclature. This is be used when carbon of carboxylic group is considered in parent chain. When it is in parent chain, there is another one. Okay, carboxylic acid. This means that the term carboxylic acid is added to the alkane without removing. Here E will be retained to the alkane when carbon of carboxyl group is not considered in parent chain. This is very, very important. Parent chain. Okay, in this case E is retained we are not replacing E should be retained here. Since generally E will be replaced if any vowels comes after the E, okay. If any consonant comes after E should be retained. Since C is a consonant, we will retain the E. Since O is an vowel sound, we will omit the E. This is an important note to be make, right? We will see the examples for this, okay. We will get to understand by this. The general representation will say the molecule here. Molecule, here we take a common name, here we take IUPAC name. Of some example we will see, right. The general representation of carboxylic acids is RCOH, okay. They are called as carboxylic acids commonly. Carboxylic acids, according to the IUPAC, what they are called? Alkanoic acids. What they are called? Alkanoic acids. This is the secondary suffix. We will take the example. What is the first one? This is we call formic acid. Commonly what we call? Formic acid. According to the IUPAC, how many carbons are there? Only one carbon. So you should consider it as a derivative of methanoic acid. So this is we call methanoic acid. What do you call it as? Methanoic acid you call it as. Suppose if you are going for the next member, this is we commonly called as acetic acid. Acetic acid. So as per the IUPAC system, what we call it is? This is we call ethanoic acid, right? Ethanoic acid we call it as, right? Suppose if you are going for the another member, CH3, CH2, COH, this is commonly called propionic acid. What do you call it as? 3-member one is called propionic acid. And how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. This is we call propanoic acid. What we call? Propanoic acid. Suppose if 4 carbons are there, CH3, CH2, including, if you observe in all this we are considering this carbon. This is only the one carbon, this is one carbon, this is 2 carbon. When you count this carbon of carboxylic group in parent chain, you have to name it as ic acid while replacing the E of alkane, okay. Because of that we are going in this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many carbons are there? 4. So commonly it is called butyric acid, okay. Butyric acid. And as per the IUPAC, what we call it as? Butanoic acid. What do you call it as? Butanoic acid we call it. Suppose if it has 5 carbons, CH3, including carbonyl carboxylic group, if it has 5 carbons like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we call it as valeric acid. Valeric acid. Here we call pentanoic acid. What we call it as? Pentanoic acid we call it as, right. We will see a few more examples of this, if it is clear so far, right. If it is clear so far. Right, we'll continue with the trend only. I am giving the examples that are given in the textbook so that you won't have any confusion. See, 1, 2, 3, okay. This is called, as per the IUPAC, working 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do you call it as? This is called 4-methyl, okay. And at second position, what is there? Total how many are there? 3-methyl it is. Make it as 3-methyl, okay. But 2 enoic acid. Enoic acid it is, okay. And if you go for the example that I give, now if you see in this compound, this carbon is not considered in the parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In such cases, okay, this has to be named, okay, as carboxylic acid. Cyclohexane E should be retained, and it is called carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid we call it as. Suppose if you have a compound in this manner, COOH, CH3. Now if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is we called 2-methyl cyclohexane carboxylic acid we call it as, right? And there are some other molecules like, what do you call it as? This is commonly called benzoic acid. This is common name, and as per IUPAC it is called benzene. Since here the carbon of carboxylic group is not getting considered, benzene carboxylic acid, both are accepted. It can also be considered as benzoic acid also. It is quite commonly known according to IUPAC. This is also accepted. Benzoic acid also accepted. Okay, there is no problem in using benzoic acid. And there are some dioic acids. We will say the nomenclature of dioic acids. What is mean by dioic acids? Compounds having two carboxylic groups. Under this, the first one we say the simplest dioic acid. Their common names are very important. The common name of this one is called oxalic acid. What it is called? Oxalic acid. And if you are talking about the IUPAC name, so 2 carbons are there. So 2 carbons only there, you have to call it as ethane dioic acid. This is how you have to name it as. Ethane dioic acid you have to call it as. If you want to indicate the position, ethane 1,2 dioic acid. And the second number is that if you increase one more carbon, this will call the next member of the dioic acid. This is called malonic acid. What is called? Malonic acid. Their common names are very important. I am repeatedly saying that the common names of carboxylic acids are very important. This is we call, how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. This is called propane. What do you call it as? Propane. 1,3 carboxylic dioic acid, or you just simply say dioic acid you call it as. Since we are considering these carbons in the parent chain, we are calling it as oic acid. If you don't consider, what you have to call? Carboxylic acid you have to call it as. And suppose if you take another one, okay, for that let me clear this board up to you, okay. If I write the next member, the third member of dioic acid, CH2 COH, this is we call succinic acid, which is called 1, 2, 3, 4. This is called butane dioic acid. Butane 1,4 dioic acid or butane dioic acid. And the next member is called as CH2. In each step I am increasing one carbon. This is also called a dicarboxylic acid of 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is called glutaric acid. What it is called? Glutaric acid. This is according to IUPAC total 5 are there. So it is called pentane dioic acid. Here also you need to remember that we are retaining this E since D is a consonant sound, right? And the next member is adipic acid. 6 carbons will be there. These 6 members of dioic acids are very important with their common names. This is called adipic acid. It is called hexane dioic acid. What do you call it as? Hexane dioic acid. Hexane 1,6 dioic acid or hexane dioic acid. These are some common names of aliphatic dioic acid. If you are talking about aromatic, under aromatic you will get a compound. This is we call commonly, what do you call it as? This is we call phthalic acid. What do you call it as? Phthalic acid. As per IUPAC, what we call it as? Benzene, okay, 1,2. Here you 1,2 dicarboxylic acid. What do you have to call? Dicarboxylic. Why you are calling it as carboxylic acid here? Since in the parent chain we are not considering these carbons, but if you see here, these carbons are included in the parent chain. When you include the carbon of carboxylic group in the parent chain, you have to call it as oic acid. What do you have to call it as? Oic acid you have to call it as. If the carbon of carboxylic group is not included in the parent chain, you have to call it as, okay, carboxylic acid. This is a very important aspect of the nomenclature of carboxylic acids. Okay, hope it is clear so far. right? That's all for the class, and remaining will be continued in the next class. Thank you.